Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, you can hear me. I don't know what's going on. So just gonna give me a little bit of opportunity to get myself together here. Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are on with There's More to Be Said. And already the enemy is like annoying because all the technical difficulties going on, but that's all right. We're going together, and we are going to have a good time tonight. And just call a friend, tell a friend, text. Thank you so much for letting me know you can hear me. I appreciate that. Oh, when I can't hear out of my headset. Can you hear me now? All right. Oh, the art of just going out and coming back in. It always works. Thank you for your patience tonight. Thank you for your patience tonight. Please check in. You know how we do. Please check in if you're in the room. Because other than that, Pastor Steph does not know you are in here with me. I can see numbers only. I got to check in from our girl Ketty. Hey, Ketty girl, thank you for joining us. I got to check it from my girl Vivian. What's up, Viv? Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, my girl Bev is with me again tonight. Thank you so much. That passer thing always lets me know that it's you, Bev. All right. And Shantice, I'm sure, is with me. So, hey, Shantice, as well as my girl Anika hanging out in the background, making it all happen. Hey, Anika, thank you so much for joining me and making it happen. All righty. So, okay, we gonna have some. We really having some technical difficulties. Just 1 second. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm glad you all know me and love me. And you know this is not how we normally get down. But parenting. Parenting is not the way it used to be. Parenting is becoming much more difficult. I don't know who's getting worse. Now, Shantice and Vivian say that it's the millennial parents. And we need to go a little lighter sometimes on the children because we need to understand. But I don't know about some of these this mixture between this millennial parenting and these kids, these where are we? We are at the Gen Zs, we are at the alphas, and we can't even count the betas. They just getting started. But it's becoming much more difficult. And I really need y'all to weigh in on what we need to do about these kids in these next set of videos. Because I know this is not going to be something that you can just sit back and just go, okay. Hey, Serge, thank you so much for joining us. All right, Anika, no longer we're going to wait. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being patient with me tonight. Let's get that first video underway.
My son only tried to rob you, and you took his life. That was an abuse of force, Den. You must pay for this.
A retired veteran is now facing murder charges after shooting and killing 3 masked teenagers who broke into his home. The parents of the teens are demanding that the court give him the death penalty. Police say the break-in happened around 3 p.m. in Rockdale County, Georgia. 3 masked teens forced their way into the veteran's house, kicking down the door and rushing inside to rob him. What they didn't know was that the homeowner was a former soldier who knew how to defend himself. The moment the teens entered, the veteran opened fire. One of the suspects fired back and a gunfight broke out inside the home. A neighbor who heard the shots immediately called 911. When officers arrived, they found all 3 teens lying in the living room with gunshot wounds to the head and chest. Paramedics confirmed that all 3 were dead at the scene. Later, the victims were identified. Among them were 2 brothers, aged 15 and 16. The parents of the teens were devastated and furious. The autopsy revealed that a total of 28 bullets were recovered from the 3 bodies, proof, they said, that the veteran went too far. They called his actions cruel and demanded that prosecutors charge him with murder, insisting that no robbery deserves a death sentence. The veteran, however, told investigators that he acted purely in self-defense and that his life was in danger. Under Georgia's self-defense and stand your ground laws, his actions are legally considered justified. This man once fought overseas to protect his country. Now, alone and cornered in his own home, he fought to protect himself. Do you think this was justified self-defense, or did he cross the line? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay. We talking about parenting tonight, and it's on because I need to know what y'all think of this particular situation. And there's more to be said. There's more to be said than what was said in this video. You know, she starts off saying, no, well, let's go back to the very, very, very beginning. Oh, we got to check in from my girl, Tamisha. Hey, Tamisha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, Shantice, this is very much serious. This is the real deal. This is how these parents are responding to this behavior. So when you first saw, Anika, play the beginning of that video. All I want is the beginning of the video, please. This is what this man was met with.
His life. That was an abuse of force, Den. You must pay for this.
A retired veteran is now facing murder charges after shooting and killing.
It's at the very beginning of the video.
My son only tried to rob you, and you took his life. That was an abuse of force, Den. You must pay for this.
A retired veteran is now facing.
Okay, thank you. So this is what I'm in my house, you in your house, and this is what you hear on the outside of the door. Now, this is an elderly man. This is a man that has been at war. So we don't know where his head is. We have no idea of what he has experienced, any PTSD. We don't know. We don't know. And this is what you hear at your door. Not 1, not 2, 3. So my thing is, mom says they only went to rob you. So why you got guns? They say a gunfight broke out. So mom says that they only meant to rob you. But what you did was above and beyond what you needed to do. Let me see what y'all say. Okay. Shantice is stupid. All righty. Shantice said, Anika says, how you rob the house, but expect respect. So they didn't see the movie Don't Breathe, only tried to rob him. They never saw the movie Jules. There's always a bishop in the group. You got to be ready, Shantice says. Major says, war or not. Anika says, man is in denial about their kids. Mom is in denial about their kids. Shanti said they forgot that black people shoot first, then find out what was going on. How are you making excuses for this stupidity? Who is this? This is a Viv. That's insane. They only meant to rob you. Crazy. Bev says, Mom is crazy. The nerve. Absolutely. This new parenting thing, I don't know what this is about. You have video of your children doing this to someone. And now because they were all dead. I'm not laughing. But listen, I keep saying, you cannot keep bullying people. You cannot keep behaving like this and expect people to just look at you and smile. What did they expect to happen? So they're asking that he get the death penalty. Now here's another problem. There's a set of brothers here, and they are taking comments from mom and dad. Anywhere in the world, you got two parents in your home. That's why I tell you, years ago, they used to say, oh, if so-and-so is acting out, what kind of household they come from, what kind of parents. That's not a gauge necessarily these days. In this particular case, yes. Because my question is, what they've been doing at home? Because they ain't been acting right. You don't go from 0 to this. You don't go from doing nothing. You're the ideal child. You don't do anything. You don't have any bad habits. And all of a sudden, you hitting somebody's door like that. Let me tell you something. Had they been at another house, they would have been shot on the outside. They would have come and found them dead on that person's porch. Because there's no way in the world, you should be standing there trying to break somebody's door down. Katie says he did what he had to do. He's old. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shanti says it's Black History Month, y'all. Stop making us look worse. This may be another layer of trauma for this man. No one cares about that. And that's why I said, whether the fact that he was in war makes a huge difference. That adds something to this equation. Because can you imagine hearing that? How do I know that don't sound like bombs going off in his head or gunshots? That pounded on that door. Because I'm going to be honest. No. You couldn't have banged on my door like that. And if I had a gun, you wouldn't have made it on the inside. Their bodies were found on the inside. I promise you. If I had a gun, they would not have made it on the inside. I would have just started shooting. And then for you parents, Anika says parents have nothing to say other than taking responsibility for their thieving kids. Tomaja says they shouldn't have been there and they wouldn't be dead. That was my first thought. I was like, well, what you doing there? You didn't, this is not like one of those other areas or times in Georgia where someone, and the boy, in this, the first story we ever really heard was of the kid knocking on the person's door because they went to pick up their sibling, the younger sibling, and that person shot him, at the door. He didn't bang, he just knocked and they shot him. We're not talking about that. There's no way in the world as a parent. There's no way in the world as a parent. You wouldn't have even had seen me except to say, there's no excuse for their behavior. There's no excuse for their behavior. Why? Leave that man alone. Leave him alone. Katie says, if it was the other side of the fence, that man would have been justified and he would not have been charged. Well, keep this in mind, Katie, because in Georgia, they have the stand your ground. They're not. That's why they're so angry, because they're not holding him responsible for what he did. They have that stand your ground, which means, and it's kind of crazy at sometimes, but if you feel that someone poses a danger to you, that's the stand your ground. If someone poses a danger to you, you have a right to defend yourself. And we've done stories on His Due Time where somebody tried to use that excuse and they were like, well, hey, no. That no. But see, the problem with this is it's subjective and relative to who the one is who's feeling threatened or their life is in danger, because that could be anybody. And out in these bunking towns and things like that, that's the way they're gonna come at you. Oh, I felt like my life was threatened. A few weeks ago we did that story where there was a woman who shot someone and they were like, no. No. And that's the problem. But in this particular case, thank God for this. Thank God for this stand your ground, because there's nowhere in the world you could hear all this banging at your door and you do not feel as though you were being threatened. I don't know. And here's the thing. Everybody's burying a kid now. Woo! Everybody's burying a child. Ain't no kid, not one of the three is left. And to me, that's the saddest part, mainly because they don't get to learn the lesson. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what would have happened? Had these kids done something like this and they got off, they would have been back at this again. They would have been doing this all over again. Parenting 2026 is what we call in this episode. There's more to be said about these parents and these kids. Anika, next video, please.
Now we gotta go inside and get some drinks. I just spilled them.
Whoa. Hold up. Wait a second. What's going on? What? Dre, Noonan, what is going on? Who are they?
I'm Faith. Yeah, I mean, I can speak. My name is Hope.
Yeah. Okay. And wait. She just said she can speak, so I'm gonna give her the opportunity. Since she want to come direct towards me, I'm gonna give her the opportunity to tell me why she's here. So, why are you here, Hope?
I mean, we just got some food. We was just gonna chill, like it was nothing serious.
Absolutely not. See, here's the thing, right? I'm a very traditional parent, right? I don't know, what type of home you guys was raised in, maybe single parent. I don't know. Nevertheless, right? But
Please don't talk about my mom or my home, please. Okay.
You know what? Here nor there. I have rules, right?
I'm a very traditional human, so I can speak for myself. So
okay.
It was no disrespect though. It was no disrespect.
Okay, and let's keep it cordial. You ladies, because again, I don't know you all, right? And that's why I'm definitely.
Well, you know us. We just said our name.
Okay, right. But here's the thing. They know my rules, right? And my rules are no females allowed over while I'm not there. And I'm currently at work. And because I've never formally met you all, right? You just gave me a name. I don't know you from whether you are truly Hope, whether you are truly Faith. You could be Keisha and Tamika, right? Coming to steal my purse and my shoes. I don't know.
You can ask them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you.
I apologize how they got introduced. This is no Faith and Hope, obviously. Mm-hmm. We just got them some food. We just came over here chilling, man, dude, and we chilling. We ain't no like that.
Well, that was nice of you, son, to buy them something to eat, because that's the I always tell you all, make sure you treat a female nice, especially if they deserve. And I don't know if they are too much deserving. Yes. I don't know them. They came with energy, but nevertheless. But again, the rules. Okay. Dre, why did you not talk your brother out of bringing them here? Come on. Why did you not tell him? Why did you not say, bro, this may not be a good idea? You know how mama is. Mama don't allow us to have females over when she's not there. Why you didn't speak up?
I mean, I ain't a driver, so.
This is so embarrassing. Okay, they both wanted us here.
Excuse me, wait. What did you say, Hope? What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say, Hope?
I'm just saying, like, if my mom was trying to embarrass me in front of like people that I brought, I would be real embarrassed. Like, that's lame.
We are understanding with her that we don't. I don't take none of this personal. This is.
Oh, you don't take her serious?
No, I don't take this.
Oh, wait,
personal
I don't take
because
it serious. Oh, no,
she's
he
just.
lame, right?
But
He
anyway,
definitely takes me serious. And so
All right, wait, did somebody see the rocking of the neck? Did you see the rocking of the neck? Well, I can speak for myself. I'm Faith. No, you ain't got enough faith if you messing around with me. Oh no. You know what? Wait right there. Wait right there. Wait right there. Woo. All right. Anika says these kids are so disrespectful. You are at someone else's house. Katie said, look at the hair and you're being disrespectful. Tamaja says the one in the all black is rude. He should have just told them to leave once he heard the mother. That's what I'm trying to figure out, Tamaja. Right. Viv, off the bat. I can introduce myself. I'm Faith. But wait, you're flopping the head. Oh, I tell you. Anika says, if they step one foot in the house, I would call the cops. And Shanti says, why would you address his parent? Right. No, but she said this lame. Okay, so how about I'm a traditional parent and I don't have kids in my house. And you come back with, well, I'm a traditional human being. You wait right there. You wait right there. Shanti says, before once we would have heard his mother's voice, everyone would have read that. And that's the first thought that I had in my head. My thought was, so now we have a Ring camera. You don't know that mom is alerted when y'all get up on that stoop. And I'd be like, okay, sorry, ma'am, goodbye. And I'm out. How in the world do you have so much lip? But you are a traditional human being. So you saying what? I agree with you, Vivian. She says there was too much talking for me. Absolutely. Tomato says, Keisha and Tamika. No, I had to crack up laughing when I heard that one. I was like, oh, she went straight out to the ghetto names. Oh, Shanti says, Bible says that in the last days, children will be disrespectful to parents. But wait, do you see how they almost got him extra killed when he said, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. And then she said, oh, you not paying her no mind? No, you're not paying her any mind. Because years ago, when someone's parents spoke to you, now I got some older people in the room. Years ago, when someone's parents spoke to you, you just shut up. You said nothing. Give me a thumbs up if that's the way you were raised. You didn't say nothing. Your mouth was closed. You were hoping that this conversation did not get passed over to your parent. Because I would have been too scared. I would have been too scared. Too scared. Bev says, exactly. They should have just left, right? Already, if mom is on the Ring bell, you're not supposed to be there. So even if you did not know, you know now. Even if you didn't know, you know now. So there's no excuse for you to even stay. So that was your very first mistake. You just even hanging around. Now you speaking. So somebody said here in the chat room, why are you addressing this mom? You no. She never addressed those girls. She didn't say, what's your name? She said to the son. She was talking to the son. But wait, I got a question. How we answer, I'm not the driver. Oh my gosh. Look at all the thumbs. Look at all the thumbs I got. Tamaja says, these kids just too bold these days. What happened to being on point when you're sneaking? Right. He said, I don't take it personal. She turned it into something completely different. Right. Thank you, because I couldn't remember what he said. He said, I don't take it personal. And she said, oh, you ain't paying her no mind? Oh, no, you wait right there. Because guess what? I would have been talking, and when they turned around, since y'all parlaying and y'all having the conversation with me, y'all got here in my car. Because if the son was driving, that's technically her car. Because if they are going and abide by her rules, they ain't got no car. Got her car, her gas money, everything. So while y'all talking, I've been like, come on, baby, I'll drop y'all off home. I'll drop y'all off home. And I would have been standing there showing that to your mama. You make sure this young lady does not ever return to my house. Ever. And you let me know if my son has ever been over here. Look at all the hands. Yes, this is old school stuff here. Shanti says, I will never forget when my mother had to check my boyfriend. He was shook and she never raised her voice. Absolutely no. I got to tell y'all this story. I got to tell y'all this quick story. So my mother, my sister, and I were going somewhere, some store, whatever, shopping, whatever. So my house gets locked down when I'm not there. Old school, traditional, old school. So I was like, so there were some kids at the gate. And we were like, okay, you know what? You need to leave because I'm leaving. You need to leave. So we pull off. And as we pulled off and we got to the corner, something said, let me go around the block. So I go around the block and lo and behold, there's somebody standing at the window talking. When I tell you, my sister got out the car hadn't even stopped moving. The car hadn't even stopped moving. She was checking them at the window. She was like, yo, your mother told you, blah, 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 blah. You need to get away from the window. Yo, and can I tell you something? Nobody said, oh, everybody just scattered. Like Shanti, like Tamaja said, you already sneaking around. How you now mouthing off at the person when you sneaking in at her house? She's already told you, no, I'm a traditional parent. Nobody, it's nice that you bought them food. No, but mom was throwing out shade like crazy. She said, I always told you to take care of the ladies, treat them nice. I don't know if they worthy, but oh, she was getting her digs in. And that's what was rattling them. But I want to remind you that when you look like you sneaky, because I'm gonna be honest, very rarely, I don't know what's going on with the parent in 2026, but very rarely when we were growing up, were you even allowed in somebody's house if their parents were not home? Now, I don't ever remember that. Oh, Tamaja says, how they don't know the camera had alerts? I'm sure she didn't spoke from that camera before. Anika says, you couldn't even call the house after a certain hour. Forget being at the house. Absolutely. That phone better not ring after 9 o'clock. I don't know about your house, but in my house, that phone better not ring. So I was dating and he called at 10 o'clock and my mother, are you crazy? And it was only 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh. It was only 10 o'clock, y'all. I was so embarrassed. Oh my goodness. Bev says those boys shouldn't have let those girls speak to their mother in the first place. I'm with you, Bev. I'm with you. Listen, you already know your mama. First of all, nobody was gonna ever talk to Ernie. That was just you was just scared. But if someone even thought that they were gonna listen, let me tell you something. We were grown. We were adults, and we have looked at people and go, you don't want to say that. Don't even joke with her. Don't even joke with her, because you just don't even know what you about to get. You don't even know. Shanti says, I would have got smacked because of their feedback. Oh, they're gonna pay for that one. From this mama, they're gonna pay. You were going to a concert. Oh, okay. That's what we were going to a concert. Okay. All right. And we got a check in from Deacon Diallo. Hey, Deacon Diallo. Thank you so much for joining us. Kenny says, I couldn't go to no one's house, period. Tamasia said, matching hairstyles. Got it. Oh, my goodness gracious. At least the friend told her she was out of line. Oh, we have to make sure that, so here we have this in this particular case. So last we started off with the parents who were wacko. Now we're with the children who are wacko. And here's the thing. Check your friends. Check your friends. I checked my friends and they were joking with my mother. I would tell them, okay, you're letting y'all laugh. She be having everybody cracking up. I'm like, y'all laugh now because she ain't funny to me. You gonna be in trouble in a couple of minutes because the joke is gonna be on you. Don't go there. Don't go there. You just don't allow people to speak to your parents in a disrespectful manner. And here's the thing: they were being disrespectful from the gate. Well, I can tell you, I can speak for myself. My name is Faith. But the neck was rocking as though the woman couldn't see her. As though mom could not see her. And you standing there, because now you stuck, you embarrassed, but yo, you out of line. You're out of line for allowing someone to speak to your parent like that. You are out of line for speaking to someone's parent like that. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know about it. Y'all can tell me if it would be you. I'd be standing at somebody's mama's door, two people's door when I got off work. I don't care if it was midnight. Two people. I'd be showing them on my phone. Let me show you a little video of what happened at my house today. And I thought you might want to know. Now, how you handle this, I can't tell you how to handle this, but all I know is they better not show up. They better not show up here. Anika, give us that next video, please.
Y'all hug and make up. Y'all chill out. It's really all your fault. It's really his fault. It's his fault.
How are you even here? Do you got a tracker under your car?
Bro, listen, why do you got my daughter out here and my granddaughter like this, man? What the hell? She can't even
like,
fit
how
in
do
the
you
car
be
seat.
feeling with I'm the mama.
I told you
I'm
my
her mama.
I told you to move out. You need to move out. This,
man, it don't matter, man. Look what you doing, bro.
Y'all just gonna follow me everywhere I'm at, and I'm a grown woman. Y'all just gonna sit here and follow me everywhere I'm going.
There with your mama. You gonna see? Come on over here. Look at. Yeah.
Hello.
There with your mama.
Why would you call her?
Cause she need to see this. Look where they got the baby at. Look how they got the baby. Look at this.
Why do you have my granddaughter out here with no car? What just made you make him put, like, how did you even get here? Like, y'all have trackers on the car?
Like, why do you have my granddaughter out? Like, she don't even got no coat on. Do you see how cold it is?
We not doing nothing.
Okay, she's not even in the car seat.
She in her car. Are we driving? We not even driving nowhere.
How is she driving, Paige? In that fucking back seat is
we just put this stuff in there from the trunk. We went through the stuff.
So you think she needs to be ashamed of yourself?
First of all, how do
y'all keep finding us? Like, I am a grown woman. How do you keep finding us?
Where you moving?
Happy New Year.
Are you moving?
We gotta talk, bro.
Man,
you gotta talk, man. We gotta talk, man.
Let's talk about, man.
Well, closing out that last segment, Vivian says, Ketty says the neck was rocking, but the hair stood still. And Vivian says, today we would show their parents the video and they wouldn't care. They'd be as trashy as the girls. And you're right, Viv. That's why I said I would let them know. I'm going to show you this video. You handle it however you choose to handle this. But I'm telling you, if they come back to my house, I'm calling the cops because they're officially trespassing. I do not want them at my door anymore. I don't want them at my door anymore. You're absolutely right. You don't know how it would go. Again, because you're dealing with the parent in 2026. You don't know how this is going to go down. This is not the day back in the day when we would be, we know. All I had to do was go over to Sandra's house, tell her about her kid, and it would be all over. It is not like that now. Now, Oh, this was, to me, in a sense, the most disturbing. You have a girl who is living out of her car with this boyfriend. And because they caught up with them and where they are, he's looking at her, telling her, I told you to move out. Well, clearly you have no place for her to go and the baby to go, because move out where? If you had some place for her to go, you wouldn't be sitting up in a parking lot. I'm grown. Somebody please tell me what's grown. Age does not make grown. Maturity, being out on your own, being able to take care of yourself, that's grown. We got to check it from our girl Adele. Hey Adele, thank you so much for joining us. Let me catch up because I see these things are moving. All righty. Viv says, too much recording, not enough phone calls being made. Absolutely. Because I'm going to tell you something. I be threatening. Go ahead. Y'all stay right here. Stay right here because I'm calling the cops. I'm calling ACS. You let them know that y'all living out this car. Yeah, I'm calling. Tamasia says the father of the baby was respectful, but why did the father record? Okay, wait. Did you see the part where he was, after all the commotion, after mom showed up, he wanted to shake hands, and the father said, I'm not trying to shake your hand. It's too late for all of that. It's too late for the cordial, for the respectful. No, I disagree. He wasn't respectful. And when the father was initially talking, he's looking at the girl, telling her, I told you, you need to just move out. You need to just move out. Move out where? How do you have this level of advice, but you have nothing to support the advice? Nothing. Anika says, usually when you say I'm grown, you're not. Absolutely. Absolutely. The poor baby. Absolutely. What is happening here? Because in my opinion, if I saw my grandchild in a car, you'd have one option. Either you give her over, and I'm not trying to start all over again. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not trying. I raised my 3. I'm not trying to start all over again. However, you either turn her over and show me you have a place to live, or we're calling the cops, and somebody gonna take them. Somebody's gonna take her. Somebody's gonna take her. You want me to take her, or you want the authorities to take her? Because I'm sure they're not going to agree with you living out of a car. They asked her, what's all the stuff in the back seat? We were unpacking the trunk, and we were sorting out everything. This is how I know you have no place to live. You told her to move. I told you to move out. I told you to move out. But yet, in order to sort the things that are in the car, you can't take them in from the car to the house and sort them. You're going to take them from the trunk to the back seat. Tamasia says it seems like the story is deeper than what the video showed. She didn't say that, well, I left because y'all were mistreating me. I left because y'all were abusing me, because that one right there, or she would have given it up. She would have said it. How y'all got here? How y'all know where I am? Y'all got a tracker? How you know where I am? That's all she could say. She could say that, and I'm grown. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. I know, when we see these videos, we only see one side. And I just got finished a few weeks ago talking about making sure we have both sides of the story. But this is all we need. This is all we need. First of all, if he was worth anything, when the father showed up, why are you videotaping? I don't get everything. Like Vivian said, everything is a video camera. I guess they want to show, or they can't believe it, so they want to be able to prove what they're saying. I don't know. It says, here come your mama. Here come your mama. And this is some bad business, y'all. This is some bad business. We've been talking for the past 2 weeks about a woman's self-esteem, her self-worth, We've been seeing over and over and over again how these women, young ladies, are just behaving in a manner that is so unbecoming to someone who has their life together. We have a woman who's sitting up in the doctor's office waiting for an ultrasound to take place with her husband's mistress, and they gonna have the baby. And that was our last week Monday's video. They're gonna have the baby, and she can't wait till the baby's born, and she's excited. Where's your self-worth? We last week Thursday we had the woman who was paying in the child support enforcement office, paying her husband's $25,000 child support back payment bill. That's what she was doing, counting it out proudly, and then on the back end had the nerve to offer some advice. And she didn't look too much. She didn't look too old either. And now here we are with a woman, young lady, with her baby in the backseat of a car. We don't care nothing about ourselves. We don't care anything about our children. Because if we did, we'd be doing something greater. We've been talking for months about responsibility and what God has on the table as our level of responsibility. We cannot offer our children this. When you have this first video where the parents are angry with this man who his life was being threatened. Literally, his life was being threatened, and you say all they were doing was going to rob you. You don't have the right as an individual to tell someone else how to respond when their life is in danger. Too bad you can no longer talk to your sons or your son, whichever mom this was, whether with the one with the two boys or the one with the one son. You don't have the right. You blew that right when you didn't teach your sons enough. Because here's the thing. How can I say, because Tamaja just made a point, we don't know. Here's my thing. If you were a parent who had been working hard, who had been doing everything you needed to do, when you saw a video of your son doing that to someone's property, or threatening someone, or hanging with someone who had gone in to rob this person, hanging with someone who had a gun, who was shooting, even if he wasn't the one who was shooting, it's okay. This was y'all intent. When the rubber met the road and you are now going back and forth to court, there is no way I would have ever been caught on camera defending my children. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Ever. I would have never supported you in death or in life. That's how we know they weren't doing their job from the beginning. Do you see how angry she was? The anger that you expressed should have been the anger that this is the way you behave, and now your life is gone. Now she can't talk to him anymore because he can't hear her. But that would have been my level of anger as a mother who was working hard to train my sons and my daughters. And I look at y'all, and now this man had to be traumatized in his home, minding his business. And your anger is with him and not your sons. Because they probably ain't got no money to bury them. So I would have really been mad. Here you done killed yourself before you could get grown and get your own life insurance. And now I got to GoFundMe for one or two of you? Nah. The second set of kids, all four of them were just as worse as the other one. All four of them. Disrespectful as the day is long. And like I said, I can guarantee that this mama gonna make them pay. Oh, they're gonna pay for this one. They're gonna pay for this one. There's nowhere in the world you should have been standing there while those girls were talking to your mother at all. There was nothing to say. Nothing to say to her. Nothing to say. Teresa says, I saw a video of somebody paying their husband's child support off because they were tapping into her money and he got mad. Wow. This is the kind of behavior that we're experiencing today. Nobody wants to follow biblical principles. You know, I always say to y'all, my grandmother used to always say, there's going to be a whole lot of nice people in hell. Because what we basically think is that all we have to do is be nice. Be nice. As you can see, this world is getting worse and worse. As Shantice put out there, the Bible said that in these days, parents are going to be disrespectful. They're going to come up against, it's going to be war, moms against mom against daughters, fathers against sons. It's already been predicted. We're watching the Bible come to fruition in the end times. What are we doing? How are we handling this? How are we handling this? Anika says the more these type of videos are shown on social media, the short clips is seen as entertaining to the masses, but they don't realize they are showing how much they lack home training and self-respect. And for their parents and family, we got to get better than this. And that's why we're talking about it as a Christian community. We're not showing you this to entertain you. We're showing you because if this is not your child, then guess what? They could easily be hanging out with someone who behaves like this. It happens. It happens. I've seen people who I know all the friends, and I talk to the parents, and before you know it, they're off and running and doing stuff that you don't even know that they're doing. You have no idea that they're even behaving this way. We're showing you these videos because we're showing you what parenting looks like these days. That's why I said this is parenting 2026. This is definitely not parenting 1976, 86, 96, 06. Not even 16. Not even 10 years ago. When you had a kid, you stepped up to the plate and you did what you needed to do. If they got out of line, you straighten them out, and they may have mouthed off with you a little bit because, they do that, but not the way they are doing it these days. Are we, and I always ask this question, are we doing one or two things? A, are we following what the Bible says? Are we following what the Bible says? Spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't have to kill you to hit you. I don't have to kill you when I hit you. But I'm sorry. These days and times, people say, oh, you shouldn't have to put your hand on your kids. And for some children, no. Well, I have a granddaughter that all you got to do is cough hard. And her face is long. She dragging. You mad at me? Yeah, that hurts her. But for other children, I'm sorry. The Bible is a timeless book. Spare the rod, spoil the child. It was for back then, and it is for right now. What the world tells you is abuse, that's on you. That's for you to determine how you want your child to come up. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to remind you, if you don't discipline them, someone will eventually do it. Do you want the authorities to discipline them? Have you taught your children just stay out of harm's way? Stay out of danger. Stop doing stupid stuff. Serge told me one day, he said, Pastor, it's heavy when I go to work because several times they announced that young people were subway surfing. Subway surfing. This is just a death wish to subway surf. Subway surfing. Out of this world crazy. What are we doing with our children that we have not sent the right alarm in them that indicates that this type of behavior and this type of action, to go get a gun or to rob someone's house or to go to someone's house when their parents are not home? Because we've heard tons of stories of all we were doing was chilling and something jumped off. How many stories have we done over this 5.5 years of some kids going to somebody's house and somebody had a gun and the gun went off and somebody's unexpectedly dead when there was nobody there? We even did a story where there was overnight, a sleepover. And that's what ended up happening. The older brother brought a friend to the house, and the friend was known to play with these guns and pointed the gun at the younger brother's friend who was spending the night and shot him in his head. This is the kind of stuff that goes on. Are we watching our homes? Mom got that ring alert going on, and anybody who comes up on that stoop, she is there. Now, I ask the same question. You don't know your mama got that ring alert? Come on. And they had the food. But what happens afterwards? What happens after y'all eat? We don't know. Take care of your responsibilities as a parent and as a young adult. If you were so grown as you say in this video, then there's nowhere in the world your parents would have to be out there looking at you in a car with a man who is giving you the worst advice and telling you to move out. Watch the company you keep. And it's not even for young people. It's for adults. I'm Pastor Steph. There's more to be said. Please take these videos and make sure you utilize them. Even if you take the video and you just send somebody the link. Listen, you got kids, let me send you this link. Or you let your kids get away with everything, let me send you this link. And send them this. Don't just send them the video. Because see, what'll happen is they'll think that it's for entertainment. And we are far from entertaining people these days. We have a job. Now here's the thing. Why you need to be? No, we have been assigned to help people understand that, listen, this is what's going on. How are you going to handle it? Do you know there's some real dilemmas out here for people? We don't know why they're dilemmas, because it's pretty brainless and mindless to us, pretty simple to us. But these are dilemmas for people. These are dilemmas. Anytime you as a parent are angry with the person who was being attacked, there's a dilemma there. And you know what? Sometimes when you see someone going down the wrong road, you can definitely listen. A friend is a loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Give it up. Let me let you see. This ain't the thing you want. This is how you look. Let's get this together. Let's help to show this is the Christian thing to do. This is the right thing to do. Because as much as you think that it would be like brainless, it's really, again, a dilemma for some people. That happened to someone I went to school with while we were young, and the parents helped to cover it up, or the boyfriend and can't remember. Help your friends, help your loved ones. Let them see that this is not just something that they can endure on their own. It's not something they don't have to endure this on your own. We're in this together. And this is just indication that we're in this together. So just pass the link on, because now they can see all the comments. They can hear. If they can't see it, I read them all. So they can hear. And you know what? Maybe it'll just fall a little different than it has ever fallen before. Or Maybe it's the first time anyone's ever taken the time to talk to them. Let you be the one to call them out of darkness into the marvelous light, as God has instructed you to do. Thank you so much for joining me for There's More to Be Said. I so appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Please tell a friend. Please just pass it on. Just pass on the link, whether they're a parent or not, because they may know someone who's going through this thing. So you want to just spread the love, spread the information, spread the knowledge, spread the facts. Listen, I hope to see you, God's Space, tomorrow on this Due Time with Pastor Steph from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, Coach for Christian Life, or YouTube Live, A Closer Walk Christian Media Network. Again, right here from 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning. Let's talk about it Tuesday, Church Folk Day. God spares. See you in the morning. Thank you so much.